Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or most likely good middle of the night to most of yous. Welcome to my user interface guide. Hopefully this will go smoothly, and if it does, I'm sure there'll be other guides from me and from you guys as well. As I said, we're going to look at the way I play Warcraft, and hopefully you'll learn something and you might come back to me with something that'll make things better and easier for me as well. So we're going to head straight into the menu and going to run down this list. Now unfortunately this isn't a comprehensive list for whatever reason. It doesn't list absolutely every add-on, but we'll take a quick look at them. First of all, we have Auto Vendor. Very straightforward add-on, very useful. Whenever you go to a vendor or to a repair guy, it will automatically sell all your grey items and it will automatically repair you. And it will also display a breakdown in the chat box for you, so you can keep track of those repair bills. Thank you, Gemma. That's that one. Badboy, that is a plugin for your chat frame. It will filter all of the gold spam and the usual crap. It sort of looks for repetitive or certain strings of patterns within the chat frame and gets rid of them so you'll never see them. And it also auto complains about gold sellers, so you won't have to do that either. The next one, Button Facade, that is specifically for Dominoes, which is my action bar add-on, and also for my buff add-on here on the right. It adds that, it makes the buttons look perfectly square cut like that and gives them that shiny look. It's just to make things look nice. Dominoes, I'm sure you've all heard of it, my action bar add-on. Allows you to have up to 10 bars with 10 buttons, or is it 12 buttons? 12 buttons on each, and you can move them all over the place. You can make them vertical, you can do lots and lots of things with it. The button is usually on your minimap here, so that turns on a lot of the configuration options. So here's your bars, numbered 1, 2, I'm using 3 down here, 4, 5, 6, 7, down to 10. You can turn them on. That means they're visible. As you can see, these have spells on that are all hidden away. I have them keybound, so I don't need to see them. You also get your little eject from vehicle button, which you can move around, and you can move your loot roll menu as well. And your bags and menu, I have hidden down here at the bottom right. One of the options for Dominoes is you are able to set the opacity for the bar, so you can make it completely transparent or completely opaque, but you can also set it so that it only appears on mouse over, which I do for these two, because the only time you need to see them is when you're going to press one of them. So I can turn that off now. Next we have Mapster, my main map add-on. If I press M to bring up my map, it may look a bit different to yours, it may look the same. It allows you to resize your map, it allows you to change the opacity of the map, it gives you, down here you can see coordinates, so if you're ever using Wowhead or if anybody ever still uses Fotbot, you can get your coordinates there and use an add-on like this to determine where something is. With Mapster, I have another add-on that isn't listed here called Cromulent, which, working with Mapster, makes it work very much like cartography used to. So if I zoom out and I mouse over an area, you can see that it will show you the level range and also the instances within that zone. So that's also very handy. Next we have Mixed Scrolling Battle Text, a complete replacement for the Blizzard Scrolling Battle Text. The Blizzard Battle Text was actually copied from an add-on, kind of like the new Quest Tracker is copied from Quest Helper. So Blizzard there learning from individuals. Now this one has just about everything you could want. These are, I should say, the scroll areas. So all my incoming damage or heals appears on the left. All the outgoing heals and damage on the right. Then I have a static area which generally shows you what you've looted and your reputation and XP, I believe. And notifications are in and out of combat, losing buffs, that sort of thing. It'll also show you procs as well, I think. Each one of these areas fully customizable down to fonts, size of the fonts, the different types of animation. I have it flying out from the centre to the outside, basically to keep the middle bit clear. A quick preview will show you what mine sort of looks like. You can filter it to only show certain types of attacks. For example, I don't show my white attacks. I don't normally show any of my bog standard hits. I only show crits, which is more for fun than anything, because you don't need to see the damage. You don't need to see the damage text. It tends to just get in the way of the battle and obscures your view. So I tend to turn the vast majority of it off. So that's that one. One bag, very, very straightforward add-on. That replaces your bog standard bags with something like this. You can change the size in the configuration menu, which is already up, so I can change the scale of it. I like it relatively small, I can see what I need to see. You can make it transparent if you want to. You can change the configuration, rows by columns. A few other things like the glow around items, you can get it to do certain auto sorts as well, I believe. That's basically it. Power auras, too much to go into for something like this. It can basically display effects on the screen according to situations that you determine. For example, if my mana runs low, I can get it to flash up an icon or a word or play a sound. Different things like that. If my health runs too low, if a buff falls off, it can do 1,000,001 different things. It takes a bit of getting used to, but once you do, you can find 100 different uses for it. Pratt, this is my chat add-on. Generally just to make things look a bit neater, a bit tidier. As you can see, I have mine quite transparent, so it clears that area and makes it a part of the playing field for me, so I can see through it. I know if something's there. Then Satrina, if you need an add-on for your buffs and debuffs, this is it. You can do just about anything. You can make them look like these relatively bog standard icons the way I have them. I have timers running on them, stacks running on them if it's a stacking buff or debuff. You can position them where you want. You can have them running horizontally, vertically. You can have multiple versions of the same frame if that's of any use to you. You can filter it to only show certain buffs or certain debuffs. You can filter it so that it orders them in a particular order. There really is 1,000,001 different things, and if you can imagine a way to show your buffs, you can do it with this add-on. It's without doubt the best one out there. If you prefer your buffs as bars, some people do, you can see very, very clearly then when it's going to run out. If you have to keep track of certain debuffs, for example, if you're a rogue, you may want to keep track of your Rupture, your Garrot, your Slice and Dice. You can use Satrina for that, so that you get maximum uptime on your damaging abilities. And again, it looks more complicated than it is. Once you've set up one frame, you can select it to copy that frame and make just minor tweaks to it, which speeds the setup process. Yeah, you definitely want this one if you're interested in tracking your buffs and debuffs. Myself, I only track really my buffs because my debuffs are tracked with another add-on which I'll come to in a minute.